All right, this story I've got a idea for is like a superhero story, and possibly might be a good series. Um, I want them to have not superhuman strength, not like superheroes, but I guess the things that they are able to do would be considered super. Um, and this story is the Aquamanish type of character. Um, it starts out his parents are activists for like Greenpeace or somebody like that, probably, and they're super smart. Both are professors. Both are like really, really respected on the planet for their knowledge. Um, and their dad is a super activist. Like he was in the military at some point and was a badass. I'm not sure what the details of that'll be, but he's very well respected, military, ex-military. But he's the kind of guy that'll take a scorpion little inflatable raft and go, run in front of a huge whaling ship or something like that, or somebody that's dumping oil or whatever kind of shit. He's the kind of guy, he'll go blow your ship up. He'll go blow your ship up to stop you, or whatever you're doing. He'll go burn down your factory or that kind of terrorist, green terrorist kind of thing. So he winds up costing a lot of rich people a lot of money because of some of the things he does. Maybe he doesn't burn down people's factories and shit, but stuff like that. Well, something like that. Maybe I don't want to make him a criminal, but maybe I do. I don't know. But a good one. Makes any sense. Anyway, they're on a catamaran. Him and the dad and wife are on a catamaran off of some nice island somewhere. Probably want to make it somewhere deep. I was thinking like, oh, never mind. It's off the coast of Hawaii. They got their catamaran and it's really secluded, like part of the island, sort of. And there's a really super deep drop off right there. And anyhow, they're sitting over it, and she's laying out in a bikini, but she's pregnant, like really close, like almost about to give birth. But they want to give birth in the water. They want to do it naturally, that kind of thing. Tree hugger, granola eating kind of shit. Natural birth thing, blah blah blah, in nature. And so while she's laying out, an assassin diver comes up. Somehow these two are going to be killed. She's killed, the dad's killed. They sink the boat. The boat's going down. It's getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, out of sight, deeper, like maybe, who knows, like stupid deep, like maybe a mile, I don't know, whatever. Or, well, I guess it's just not that deep, like right off the coast, but it's going to be a very deep drop off wherever it is. And as they're going down and they're being pulled under by the boat, the mom's in the boat, on the boat somehow, tied to the boat somehow, so it's dragging her down. She gives birth. Boom. The baby comes up. Well, so right now I don't have to breathe. But, well, I guess it wouldn't have to breathe, but we're going to make it need to breathe. A dolphin's going to come up and find it. And the dolphin's going to start bringing it to the surface. It won't float because there's no air in its lungs. So it's just kind of like neutrally buoyant. Boom. Suspended. So anyway, this dolphin whoosh, bumps him to the top. Somehow there will be an air transfer. She'll line her blowhole up and blow air into his lungs or whatever, but whatever air gets in his lungs, or maybe he'll take a breath in the cabin or something. Anyway, whatever air gets in his lungs is going to expand. So just like a baby doesn't usually break its bones because its bones are flexible, its lungs are going to be flexible. So as it comes to the surface, its little lungs are going to be huge. They're going to inflate at that point and just stretch his lungs to be the porpoise is going to bring this baby up to a dock. When it surfaces, it's going to swim, like bump this baby over towards this dock where this old lady's fishing. And the dolphin's going to throw it up on the dock, and then the old lady's going to kick it back in the water because she don't know what it is. She's drunk, kind of old lady that comes out and fishes in the afternoon for her meal, drinks beer, maybe smokes some weed, whatever, old Hawaiian woman, traditional native Hawaiian. And the dolphin keeps throwing the baby back up on the dock. So anyway, the lady realizes it's a baby because it starts crying. And its lungs are so huge that it can fucking cry. So he's got a loud voice. She picks the baby up and takes it in. So every day she comes to this dock and fishes and brings the baby down every day. Well, every day the dolphin comes back and checks on the baby. Well, this dolphin is also a new mother. Boom, she has a pup, or whatever you call them, baby dolphin. So it's swimming around with her. And they get introduced that way. They look eye to eye somehow. The baby looks over the edge, the two. But anyway, they get introduced. And through the years, as the baby gets bigger, it falls in, of course, at some point as a toddler into the water. And the mama dolphin starts swimming with it, and the baby starts kind of swimming, learning how to swim naturally. Babies will learn how to swim naturally. But as time progresses, you find out as he gets older, he can hold his breath and go super deep. And you can go super deep if you can hold your breath. Well, his lungs are like maybe twice the size of an average human because of what happened to him as a baby. Maybe 3 times the size. I don't know how big you can actually get feasibly, and not have problems or whatever. I don't know. It's not a real thing. So, but I want to make it to where it can be actually happen, where people will go, damn, yeah, that would actually be feasible. So anyways, he gets on the dive team, of course, swim team. Everybody hates him because he's white. He's white, like cracker white, ginger maybe even. I'm sorry, a train's about to come by. Sorry about that. So as he grows up, he's super white, super cracker ass white, right? But he speaks native. He knows native. He's into the native shit because his mom is his adoptive mom is a real native. Like, she never really adopted him. He just lives there with her, and she sends him to school. He goes to regular school. All the kids, there's a thing in Hawaii, and nothing against Hawaii, but there's a prejudice. It's not even prejudice, it's probably not a good thing, but a lot of the traditional people in Hawaii are not super accepting, from what I hear. I haven't been there, so I personally don't know, but what I hear is, but I'm going to play off that. The kid's not accepted ever. He is accepted by the aqua community, though, because he goes down every day as much as he can and swims with the dolphin that's grown up with him. They're the same age, kind of, and they've grown up together. And it's not like Aquaman, where he has a telepathic communication with him, but he does it through clicks. Because of his lungs being big, he's super healthy because he's got like triple the oxygen of everybody around him growing up. So he's really, really healthy. He eats really, really good because his mom can't afford. She's an old lady with a little shack on the beach. She can't afford real food. She eats all traditional. They eat rice. They eat traditional Hawaiian food, pork, whatever they can get, hunt or fish. That's what they eat. So he's super healthy. So of course he gets on the swim team at school. He gets on the dive team at school. He can talk. He can communicate with the aquatic things around him through clicks and things like that, and motion. They just learn each other's language, kind of thing, and that's how he communicates with aquatic creatures. It's through things like that. He just learns that environment. Be just like me. I grew up in a hunting reserve, and I'm really in tune with nature, the sounds, the where to find water, what to eat out there, kind of thing, because I hung out in a lot. What this kid stayed underwater as much as possible, but his dolphin buddy, he can ride. like Aquaman, but he breathes out of the dolphin's blowhole. Or when the dolphin has to come up, they breathe together. They take their breath and go back down. But like when they're going long distance underwater, the dolphin can blow out water air to him when he needs it, and he only needs a breath every once in a blue moon because he can hold his breath so long. Anyway, he gets into deep diving. He becomes a world. I mean, of course, nobody can touch him. He can go way farther than anybody else, and he's had to fight all his life, so he's a badass. He can really handle himself. He winds up learning some type of martial arts from a friend of his mom's, kind of, or a guy that kind of takes him in because he feels sorry for him. And he gets accepted by the athletes at school because he winds up being just like a super athlete. He's to the point where he can just kick anybody's ass, so people don't really bully him, but they want to, kind of thing. But he gets the respect of the kids in school. When he gets out of school, he gets into dive competitions. At some point, he finds out who he really is. His grandma gives him a notebook or a news clipping of his parents' death, kind of thing, and he starts getting into it, trying to figure out what they were all about and who could have killed them. He finds out who the villain is, and I haven't really worked all that out yet, but he's of course going to go after the villain. He's going to do it and use the help of his aquatic friends and some friends that he's made through competition, like from all over the world. He's met all these other guys and girls his age. He falls for another deep diver. He'll wind up saving her, and maybe his nemesis. There's another diver that's super jealous of him, a French guy. He's a great deep diver who had set the world records, and then this kid came along and just crushed him. And the story's going to work out where he comes on board with the kid, and they wind up working together in the end to do a good thing. But the French guy really doesn't like the kid. He's super jealous of it. But that old shtick. There's going to be some of that in there. The love story, of course. And then the end's going to leave off to where we meet somebody else. And I haven't put together yet the other characters of the team, but that's the first part of the story. That's the first story, actually, in the series. And as it goes along, I'll come up with how everything comes around. But that's the idea of it, anyway.